Hi everyone, this is Tommy Hilgewald. I used to run the electronic show here, as you've been seeing the last year. I'm not going to spend so much time making the electronic show anymore. Well, I will make the show, of course, but I found out that most of you have to wait like 2 or maybe 1 month between each show, and that's kind of boring. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to make it easy. Instead of spending 9 hours editing and filming and preparing for every single show, which I don't have time to sometimes when I go to work, I'm just going to film whatever I got and whatever I do. Because that's going to be a lot more exciting for you guys too, I think. So you can see what kind of stuff that I'm doing around here in the workshop. So when I go to work, I don't have 9 hours to maybe 2 days to edit videos. So instead of doing all of that, I'm just going to show you what I got. And I'm not going to use the professional microphone or anything like that because it takes a lot of editing. And I have to match the sound files with the video files, and it takes tons of time. Even if I got a 6-core processor, i7 computer, it just takes forever to do these things. And it's not worth it. And I have a fast internet connection now, so I can upload this stuff really, really fast. Okay, enough about this chit-chat. I'm going to be making a blog now, a sort of a video blog, which means you're going to be able to see whatever I do whenever I feel like it. So there's going to be a whole lot more than just bi-monthly. It's probably going to happen several times a day. Because I order a lot of stuff from China, and I have a lot of fun with these gadgets, and I want to show you what I'm doing. For example, today I received my 5 cell phone units. They came from China, but I'll show you what I mean by that. Here we go. I'm using the other camera for this. Alright. Here they are. These are the cell phone units I got here from China. Came all wrapped in and stuff like that. I'm not really sure if they used anything like that, but because I could see there's some solder on each, and I read the feedback in one of those files, and it looked like they could be used, and but that's the only thing that's used. They came with these PCBs, and I have to solder everything myself. I think there's like 1 LED and a couple of resistors and a SIM card reader, and the module itself, which obviously is capable of reading the SIM itself. It's quite small. I ordered a different one as well, this one was more expensive. It cost me about $10, and but it's much smaller, as you can see, than the other one, the other unit. Well, the PCB makes it smaller, but if you compare these two PCBs, I have to assemble this one onto this one like this, and you can see this difference. This one already had a SIM card mounted and soldered onto this one, so this works just fine, I think. Both work. I have been googling this and I've been watching this on the internet, other people making these things, and they have made it work. And just in case you're wondering what those little babies are, these things are actually cell phones on a chip, if you like. There's a complete cell phone in here. All you have to do is to put the SIM card inside of it and put some power to it and turn the power on. It's actually a complete cell phone. Of course, it's missing the display, and it's missing the microphone, and missing the earpiece, speakers, etc., and the dialer, screen, touch screen, whatever you want to add to it. But that's no problem because you can actually make it yourself. And the interesting thing about those chips, they actually take AT commands. AT commands sort of derives from the olden days when you had modems, and you could write AT, DT or something like that, and dial tone, and you can put the telephone number behind it, and it will automatically dial up. These works sort of the same thing. And there's plenty of information on the YouTube and the internet if you want to get into one of these things. I just wanted to get these devices for myself because I wanted to find out how this actually works, and to make a few gadgets and a couple of projects myself. Just to clarify, this is actually a complete cell phone on a chip. So with this thing, I can actually make an Arduino gadget, I can call it, and it will receive conversations, SMSs. It will also be able to send SMS text to whatever unit I'm using. I'm having a couple of screens here, as you can see. These screens here are, this is the 3.5-inch one I ordered. I haven't quite gotten it to work yet, It is a Uno 1 R3 Arduino unit under it. And here is another screen with a touch screen as well. Interestingly enough, many of these actually came broken. Here's a couple of broken units where the screen fell off. You can't quite see it here, maybe, but behind here, the screen itself is actually broken. There's like a line that goes here. And the other one here is also broken. There's another line going in here, which is leaking the TFT fluid. The liquid crystal fluid that it has. So these actually came broken from China, and I complained about that, but you know how it is at eBay. You can get the money back, but whenever you try to complain to those Chinese about something, they always excuse themselves, and I have sent them like several pictures and stuff like that, and they'll tell you we'll fix it, no problem, and they never really do. So be careful with who you're choosing to buy these things, because you need some good shippers who package things properly instead of just putting in an envelope like most of them actually do. Make sure they know how to package this, and also be prepared to pay a couple of extra dollars for good packaging. It's worth it. Because it really is worth it. This TFT screen I have here, which is essentially an Arduino shield. I'm going to take it out so you can see what it is. Essentially, you can see you can put in a card here. It's not a SIM card, it is a micro SD card. That's a memory card, which is a separate reader really. It won't directly output to the display itself. You need the Arduino in order to program and read this, of course. But this is a hefty screen. It has like 480 times 320 pixels, so it's quite high res to be a 3.5 inch screen. But unfortunately, I'm just getting garbage on the screen. I'm not getting it to display properly. That's kind of annoying. So I'm going to work on that. I think it has something to do with the driver on it. This one I've actually managed to get up and running with somebody's demo, so that one works just fine. And I can show you how that works. I'm just going to find some USB power so I can power it up. Just turn on the computer here and use the USB contact on that, and then you can get to see it if you want. Alright, let's see this. Just set that here and you can see the demo run on a screen like this. Yeah, I think I have the touchscreen set up or something like that. See, I can draw with the fingers on it like that. It's kind of cool. And the touchscreen here cost roughly 32 Swedish kronor. I think that's like $4 or something like that. And the Arduino Uno cost only $3 as well. So this is a $6 setup. So you can use that together with the cell phone unit in order to make a cell phone. And I'm going to do that one of these days just for fun. See how it works. It'd be fun to make my own cell phone. I've never done that before, so it's kind of interesting. There's another thing you can use as well. I remember in one of my shows, I was talking to you about those ESP 8266 units. I don't know if that's what they were called. Let's see what it's called. Yeah, these small units here, as you can see. See if it focuses. There you go. These units here are a small Wi-Fi units with a complete antenna and an 80 megahertz processor, 32-bit processor, and 4 megabit flash memory. And that's pretty cool, because you can actually use that instead of the Arduino Uno or the Arduino Nano to program these things here, because there's enough I/O in these to actually power the screen up. So in fact, then you would have a cell phone with a touch screen and a Wi-Fi unit all in one unit. So that's pretty nifty. I think I'm going to experiment with that as well. I have some other screens. Sometimes when you buy these screens from various places, eBay for instance, you don't always get the correct batch. The one I showed you in the other show, I think it was this one. Let me plug it in and see if it still works. See if it still works. Needs to wake up a little bit. That's a little bit flimsy, I think. Connections. There you go. Oh, it worked for when it was horizontal. Alright, there's nothing wrong with that now. Okay, we'll show you that later. It's live now, so I don't care. I'm not going to edit this out or anything like that. I can show you that later on. Alright, that was basically it for today. I showed you some of my units, some of my gadgets I've just ordered lately. It's those cell phone modules I'm going to have some fun with, play with. And we'll talk about something else tomorrow or the next day. So until then, take care.